Señores, welcome to the best spiritual party ever as we jump into our magical elevator 1111.
Bienvenidos a la mejor fiesta espiritual del mundo, donde nos metemos en el elevador mágico 1111.
With my mommy and daddy, Jen and Mom.
Hello!
Hi, good morning.
Buenos días, amigos, amigas, señoras, señores.
Welcome to 1111 Conversations with Jen and Mal.
I forgot my
Today
voting thing.
Go get your sticker, mister.
Oh my God, where is my sticker? We won, so
it counts.
We voted.
Yay, we voted.
Last night, I don't know if you heard yesterday the Obama speech in Pennsylvania. Off the chain.
Yeah, he's so amazing.
Oh my God. What an amazing speaker he is.
Yes, he is.
Oh my God. So,
I don't know. Oh, here I am.
Good morning, everybody.
The last 2 days, I've gotten distracted and I haven't started Instagram at the same time. So here we are. And we are live on our restream. And good morning, Instagram family.
1111 Conversation with Jen and Mao is happening.
I know why I've gotten so distracted, because yesterday we had an amazing guest, and today we have an even more amazing guest, and I'm just so excited. And so I just get like really silly excited.
Is that what it is?
I think so.
Is that what it is?
And I'm all over the place.
Look, I see our guest waiting, and
I get it. Oh yes, he's
doing
got
well.
He got here.
You know he's from Panama. He knows how to shake the.
That's
there's
right.
something about. Listen, there is something about how South Americans
know
how to move this little shoulder. Watch.
Jimmy.
Now, that is a South American move.
Yes.
It just is. There's just something about how we just know how to move.
That's
Look at Desi Ernest.
Baby, you're cutting your head off.
Well, I'm showing them the way I move my hips. Why do I do that? Like Mr. Tony Robbins talks about, change your state.
Get into peak state, people.
And you can do it.
In 30 seconds or less. Absolutely. So, jumping into our magical elevator, all of us. El elevador. We're going to the 11th floor, the magical 11th floor of the universe.
Are you flying?
The best spiritual party ever. Tell me, this is not the best spiritual party ever.
I like how Jen all of a sudden went like this, like she was Superwoman. And I'm like, are you in
I am Superwoman.
Or are you flying?
No, I always do that. That's my signature.
I know, signature
Make
pose.
a
move.
When Tony Robbins says, make a move. Make a move.
Yes. We love Tony Robbins. We love Dean Graziosi. We love Bob Proctor.
Yes.
The late Mr. Dwayne Dyer, Helen Hayes. My God, we just love
Louise Hayes.
Louise, I'm sorry. I said the actress, Helen Hayes. Now we also follow Mr. John D. Knight, Change Your Conversations, Change Your Life.
Yes.
We also follow Mr. Steve Seibold.
Right here,
pretty damn
177 mental toughness secrets of the world class.
That's it, babe, because it's about reprogramming the old paradigm.
Exactly.
Been listening to Mr. Bob Proctor and what he talks about.
Pretty amazing stuff.
It's you who takes control of your life.
Exactly. You are the voice.
You are the voice. You have to switch your old paradigm, because what happens,
you're in charge.
What happens, and it's very, very interesting, I find it interesting, is that the moment we go from 1 to 5 and we have this wonderment, we're limitless. We are children who learn how to walk, and
we are one with the universe.
The parents are like encouraging to learn how to walk, right? So everything is available to us. Then we get into
all the
elementary
limiting
school.
beliefs and people's limiting beliefs.
People's limited beliefs
people's
that you-
fears, and we start picking up all of that
Right.
stuff.
And you start that once you leave your home, because when you're a child,
You're the
all
center
you're
of the
getting is the
universe.
center of the universe. So there's
Exactly.
nothing wrong with you.
Exactly. You're the
Right?
most beautiful child in the world. And then you go to school and you're like, wait, but I'm the most beautiful child in
Right.
the world. And
So-
everybody's like, no, I'm the most beautiful child in the world.
The unfortunate thing is that through junior high, through high school, through the university, we're not taught cognitive behavior or cognitive thoughts.
But
This
I
is-
really, truly feel that has shifted in the 21st century, because now we are so, there's so many outlets, and it's really available for so many people, that on our phones, on YouTube, people can definitely start becoming aware that this is a real thing and that they have control of changing their life if that's what they want, you know? So
Well, that's
it's
exactly
a beautiful
it.
thing.
If there's you got the
Ali
will,
Lot in the house.
you got the will to want
Yes.
to do it. You,
Let's see
you
who's-
do it. And,
who's on our
basically,
Facebook.
Jennifer and I have become students of life. We really,
You have finally joined me. My
we
love.
really study human behavior. We like psychology.
Yes.
We like. Don't you worry. Don't you
Oh,
worry.
I
honey.
am not
Don't you
worried.
worry.
I am not
Don't you
worried.
worry
No, no.
about a thing.
I know. I just want to get to our guest real fast. So I want to get our
He's pretty damn
angels,
sexy. I have
our
to
angel
say,
cards and our fairy cards.
he's pretty
Estoy
damn sexy.
emocionada de hablar con ese panameño tan lindo.
Panamá en la casa.
Woo!
Panamá en la casa. You know what I love?
Estamos esperando
you
que
know-
llegue la gente.
You know
todo
what I
el
love
mundo.
about this is that we get to control when he comes in.
we see you.
He's always the director. Listen, he's always
He's
the
always
director.
directing us.
He's always the director. He's always the producer. He always runs the show. Guess what? We're running the show right now.
He's loving it. He's like, yes, I'm taking a break.
I'm
Yes.
taking a break. I don't have to do this.
I could be the star that I am.
I love it. All
All
right,
right.
let's pick cards. Let's see if there's any.
So we can say hello,
hello
to
to
our
our
beautiful
Facebook
1111 familia.
We know our Instagram familia, Glenn Larry. What do we call him?
Glenn Larry, and we have Guillermo
Glenn
in the
Gary,
house.
Glenn Ross,
Lover.
Ocean, ¿cómo estás?
Yes.
Here we
all
go.
right.
Okay, all right, here we
You
go.
ready
Okay,
to pick a
card.
angel
Let's
card?
see. Vamos a ver.
Take a deep breath.
1, 2, y 3. Truth and integrity.
Truth and integrity. Love
Truth
it.
and integrity, ladies and gentlemen.
Truth and
Absolutely.
integrity.
Again, there are many cards here, but I have to say that every single time we get this one,
It's such a great
it's such a
one.
great. It
Buenos
really is.
días, Ana María Somara
Because
Playa.
I'll
España ha llegado.
Tell you something from the moment that I met our guest who you will be meeting. I remember him from a movie that it was a hit all over the world, and he was in Speed. And I remember when I first met him was at the John Anson Ford. I was watching Midsummer Night's Dream. He had just directed it, and I had to go up to him. And I remember he had hair. He had his long hair. And I remember that moment as it impacted me so much because he had such integrity. There was when I met him, there was absolutely no ego.
And
to
there
him.
still is no
And
ego.
no ego.
It's such a
And
beautiful
talk about
thing.
Also, not only does he have integrity, but man, from what I've known him, if he says he's going to do something,
Well,
he's
got his
living his
word,
truth.
right?
He's a man of his word.
Yes.
From his friendships to the way he comes through for people to the way he serves the community.
Exactly. It's just
We love him to pieces. As you can
we
tell,
do.
we
We
love
do.
him to pieces.
and his beautiful wife Rochelle. She is
Rochelina!
amazing as well. So they
Also,
make an
she's got a
amazing team.
beautiful book. You know what? I got to
Yes.
tell Juliana to get that book. I got to get that book.
Wait, no,
I meant to get that book.
I love you, baby.
I'm also excited that
I know,
Carlitos is coming on.
I
I'm
know, we
so
are so excited. Our friends. Okay, here.
Ready?
The fairy cards.
And let's go with the fairy.
Love you.
And
rise above problems.
yeah, baby.
Rise above problems.
Rise above problems, which means vote, people.
Vote.
Make sure you go
vote.
out and vote.
Yes, your vote matters. Your voice matters. Absolutely.
One of the most beautiful privileges this country gives us, the right to vote.
That's right. That's right. So let's read.
While you read that, I want to go get Rosalina's book.
Get the book and get your sticker.
All right.
Okay, here we are. Rise above problems. ¿Dónde están los problemas? El problema es que si no me pongo esto, no puedo leer bien. Ok, pero no problem. Look, ya resolví. Hay que resolver los problemas. When you're in the middle of a problem, oh, look, I just got a surprise guest. My beautiful son. Saluda ahí, José. Buenos días.
Buenos días. Okay.
Hi, baby. Did you want to read this?
Sure.
Or you want to sit here with me in the meantime? All right. When you're in the middle of a problem, the solution often evades you. See your situation from a higher perspective, and you may see a new way out. We need the light, my love. The light.
Light.
Have you been feeling frightened by seemingly insurmountable situation? I think that's the whole world. Say bye. Yeah. Nos vino a visitar rapidito.
Is he touching our pulse?
Sí,
Look,
no.
ladies and gentlemen, this is how I decide that.
Yes.
Go to your heart and vote with your head. And you will know
Right.
who you should vote for.
Exactly. It's
I
following.
think everybody pretty much knows who we voted for.
All righty, here we are. Have you been feeling frightened by a seemingly insurmountable situation? Your fears and tension may have created a negative obsession where you think about the problem continuously. Although you search endlessly for solutions, none seem forthcoming, and hopelessness creeps into your consciousness. Whether your situation seems big or small, this card asks you to step back for an instant so that you can better see creative solutions. Instead of continually working on the issue, mentally see yourself giving the problems to heaven's waiting hands. Like completely letting go of an envelope that you're mailing. Surrender the issue completely. Surrender the ballot. Just mail it out, but do it, right?
Listen, you cannot complain.
Then, if you don't vote, you need to get in action.
Honestly, you have no right to complain, and I say that with mucho amor.
Mucho love. Then, imagine how the fairies might see your problem. How would your problem look from their perspective? Feel the sense of faith and hopefulness that they lend to you, and know that your positive emotions fuel the complete resolution of the issue. Your positive emotions will resolve the issue. And the affirmation, write this down. My heart, my mind, my life, and everyone in it are perfectly at peace right now. Rise above problems.
And guess what? Your old paradigm, the voices are saying, not everybody's at peace right now.
Right, but you can be.
But you can be.
You in your mind can be.
I promise you.
Yes, you can.
And why? Because
we have been.
Last night we talked about anxiety with David, and we both wrestled with anxiety in our lives, and I've learned to conquer that and not allow that anxiety to rule my life. So I know all the methods, I know all the strategies to be able to overcome a life with anxiety.
So it's possible.
Very possible.
Truth and integrity, right?
Vamos!
Here. All right. You are guided to be very honest with yourself and to be true to yourself in all of your activities and actions. The angels say to you, let go of anything inauthentic, and all activities that do not mirror your highest intentions for yourself. Did you get that? Let go of anything inauthentic and all activities that do not mirror your higher intention for yourself. If something in your life isn't working, be willing to release it to God and the angels. When we open our hands and release unhealthful situations, the divine light can enter. Miracles always follow when we surrender troubling conditions. You'll find that the job, relationship, health issue, or other circumstances heals rapidly in ways that you could never have imagined. All along the way, the angels will perfectly guide you to actions that will either help you replace the situation with something better or heal it entirely. Expect a miracle when you decide to be true to you. When you decide to be true to you.
Me gusta.
Me gusta, me gusta.
You know, it's interesting. I'm looking at the
Denver Lee Harris in the house.
Our
And
guests,
Pamela and Raul in
Denver.
the house. How are you? Love you too, Denver. Good morning, precious
Good
people.
morning.
Good morning, my beautiful couple. My power couple. I love it.
Our guest's wife wrote this beautiful book, and one of the things that when we first got it, I told our daughter, look, this is life, baby. Zigzag.
It was
you learn to
zigzagging.
zig, and then you learn to zag.
Mhm.
And she goes, what does that mean, Daddy? What does that mean?
Or
Uh-huh.
I said,
Uh-huh.
or when everyone is zigging,
You
you
zag.
zag. Do not follow. Be a leader.
Right? So
yes, it's a beautiful.
I love the
it's a
title
beautiful
of this.
title.
Not
It's a
only
beautiful book.
does it have
It's
meaning,
bilingual. So yes, that is our superpower.
we
We
love
are
having
bilingual.
her read this book. It's a really wonderful big book for children. You know,
Buenos
it's
dias, madre.
ABCs, and it's bilingual, and it talks about the ABCs.
It's just wonderful.
It's just really a
book.
wonderful book.
So with kids, anyone that has kids
This
out
is
there,
Rochelina.
Rochelina Newman in the house.
Rochelina.
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 All right, well,
I'm telling
with
you,
that,
why is this the best party? Because we celebrate you.
that's right,
we
because it's the
celebrate.
best spiritual party
That's
ever.
right, baby. It's like when you come into our house, we celebrate you.
Yes.
We take pictures of you, and we have you. I think the last time Carlos and Rochelina, we had them do the pose of the mirror, right? They saw that picture of us laying
Oh
back.
my God, yes.
And we had them do that same picture of them.
That's right. That's right.
Which
All
is
right. That was a Christmas True Form Films party. My God, almost 2 years ago. That's
Yes.
crazy how time flies.
incredible.
All right.
Incredible.
Well, with no, oh my God, I'm so
Well,
excited.
I think I'm going to play first.
Yes, let's play.
So, ladies and gentlemen, remember today is
Theatrical Thursday. So
here we go. I'm about to put us.
look, Rochelina's watching.
Rochelina!
Oh,
Rochelina! Here we go. I'm
and
going
here is our guest of
Take two.
Our beautiful lady.
I gotta remember to share. Play the
Se
local
le olvidó
video.
poner el sonido.
Tengo que poner el sonido.
Okay.
Tengo que
No
poner
pasa
el
nada.
sonido. Nada.
It's all good.
It's live. This
is live.
That's how.
We're gonna do
that's
a
what
take two right
happens.
now. Take
Two.
Where's my marker board?
There we go.
All right,
Share
we did
the
it.
audio, baby. That's what you do.
Share the audio.
Because we do not want to miss a word.
No, you don't. Okay, so we are right now.
Okay, then we go back
adding,
here, we share, and then
there it is.
There we go.
All right.
And
okay.
Now we start all over again.
And take two.
Take two.
All right. Do take two here.
It's not going.
Ay, ay, ay.
Ay, ay, ay.
Ay, qué pena.
Ay, qué pena. Ay, qué pena. Okay, espera,
Votaron.
espera. Okay, espera.
Mientras él arregla lo técnico.
Okay,
vamos a hablar
estoy arreglando.
Tienen que votar. Ay, Rosita, tenemos a Chicago in the house. ¿Cómo está mi bella Rosita? Rosalina, tenemos al Panamanian International
What is
Film
happening?
Festival. A mi madre preciosa, Ocean Lover, we love you too. Guille, Glenn, Larry.
Nothing yet.
Nada todavía.
Sorry, guys. It was set up,
Okay.
and I know that I don't want to proceed
Three.
unless we have
Sound.
the right sound.
Right?
It doesn't make sense for us to proceed. Stop. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing again,
There you go.
and I'm going to go back out.
Exactly.
I'm going to go to Chrome here, and I'm going to go share sound, and I'm going to share.
And there it is.
And there it is.
All right, we got it.
And
Carlos Carrasco in the house.
What's up?
no.
It's not opening.
Dissatisfied customers? I don't have dissatisfied customers.
Okay.
What I have is you.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to do it another way because for some reason today our restream is not picking up the sound. So you have to see this. So I'm going to
We're gonna
go
go straight to
the second plan always, as we've done it in the past.
Okay.
Because
Sí, es que la tecnología a veces no
no
nos
quiere
ayuda.
trabajar. Okay.
No coopera.
No coopera. And okay. All right.
Okay. Ya
Here we go.
vamos a enseñarlo así. Okay, can you guys see?
Now,
All right, there we go. We're gonna do it this way.
do it this way. Look at that face.
Garage band.
Okay. We're going to do it this way, and I'm going to start it all over again, and I'm going to go. Okay.
Look how sexy he looks putting the fire out. Okay, vamos a ver.
Satisfied customers? I don't have dissatisfied customers. What I have is you. And now I have this.
So quit that. You're the gun.
You know what I came for, and I'm gone. You brought them here. Now you get down on the floor with them, boy. We had a deal, Notte. I gave you your money. Now give me my papers. Fuck your papers! I don't need this bullshit! They said they were from Chicago. We didn't say. Shut up!
Get on the floor.
You mentioned someone named Danziger. Look, I don't know anything. All I know is I got a situation here. You know, if you brought him here, Nestor, he sold you out.
Cállate. Get on the floor.
All right. I'm done. And she gets through all of Carmen with a broken heel. Wow. He's exaggerating. Oh, this is drag history, honey. Exaggeration makes the truth tolerable. Besides, Lynn was there. I was. Did Mama Jose ever leave a show unfinished?
She did not. God, Mama Jose sounds like a cheap taco joint.
She was a World War II veteran. I think she earned the right to call herself whatever she liked.
Go can turn around any bad.
Hashtag hired.
So you were just recently paroled?
Ayer. Nadie te da trabajo saliendo de la pinta.
You habla inglés? This is gonna work wonderfully.
You can cook, right? How you say cook? Oh. There's no smoking in here.
Por supuesto que cocino. ¿Por qué crees que estoy aplicando, pendejo?
I can't be here. I can't. You know, this is the wrong bus. I mean, for me to. I can't die here.
Hey, shut up, man. I got a wife.
Oh, you do?
Hey, so if you have a wife and I don't, does that mean I'm expendable?
Hey, what are you talking about, man? You guys just talking crazy. Gets on my nerves. Gets on everybody's nerves.
Oh yeah, well I think I have the right to be a little bit upset after all we
Poke your nose in. Why don't you just let everybody die in peace if that's what's gonna happen?
So you're a really tough guy, huh? To be you're really tough, huh? Gigantic? Why don't we just stop outside?
Anoche, usted viene con una llave en el barco.
Si de verdad estamos en Chiriquí, no solo vamos a tener que tenerle miedo a las brujas.
Oh,
Right.
love it!
Woo!
Again,
Yes,
ladies and gentlemen, now-
welcome, Mr. Carlos
Carrasco!
Oh my God, you guys are too much.
¡Ya llegaste!
Ay, por fin.
Hermano, first of all,
How
we are so sorry that sometimes the restream and you know how this goes.
Yeah.
It will work or it won't work. And so we're not sure what happened to the sound today.
It's
So,
quite all right.
but we make it
We
work.
have you, and can you hear us? Can you hear us?
Can you hear us now?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
How
Okay.
exciting!
Yay. Okay. Pausa.
Pausa.
Yes, because I have something for you.
Woo!
Yeah, no. Just to jump in a little bit on what you were doing earlier, which was alimentando el espíritu, tú sabes, and helping us all to get along better. So, this is my little contribution.
I love it.
Day by day, we should slowly build up an unshakable faith in a higher power, and in that power's ability to give us all the help we need. By having these quiet times each morning, we start each day with a renewing of our faith until it becomes almost a part of us and is a strong habit. We should keep furnishing the quiet places of our souls with all the furniture of faith. We should try to fill our thoughts each day with all that is harmonious and good, beautiful, and enduring.
Oh
my God.
Love that. Thank you.
I want you to email me that.
I love
I
that.
want you to email me that because that's something that we can put
Beautiful.
as the directions of our show description. It's
I
beautiful.
love it. It's so beautiful.
Cool.
It's so beautiful. So what's up,
How
Carlito?
you been?
Oh, you guys are nuts, man. I mean,
Yes, we are. And guess what? You're not.
That's true too. That's right. Maybe that's why we can relate, But I got to tell you this. When you all started doing this, I thought like everybody else, it's like, okay, well, that's good. That's interesting that they're doing this. Everybody is like trying to figure out a way to get through this. But it has been months now. And you guys are still at it and you're still doing it. And you know what? I commend you. And I've been giving a lot of thought to this business of like how the arts have found a way, because the artists, to me, the image I've been using is that the arts are like the weeds growing up through the cracks in the sidewalk. They're gonna find a way into the sunlight somehow.
Totally.
And you guys, for you, it has manifested in doing this daily broadcast. And it's been going up. I mean, I really commend you because you really have kept this thing going. I was thinking this morning because, I guess we'll talk about it in a little while because, our Panamanian Film Festival is launching this weekend and it's all going to be online and everything. And for me, part of the discovery has been that there are certain real advantages to doing this sort of thing. Now we're really all like really broadcasting. This year, the festival is really international because, we've been able to like do things that we never have before, like to have panels with remotely with people in Argentina and in Spain and in all over the place. I keep coming back to the thought of like, okay, un día esta cosa se va a acabar, el pandemic is going to go back to sleep. But it'll be interesting to see how many of the things that we have discovered we will continue doing. Because, there's a lot that is like, you guys have created a wonderful morning show.
Thank you. Thank you.
And it's very good and it's very enjoyable. And like, why would you give it up at this?
Exactly.
I don't know. What are your thoughts about that?
Well, for us, again, we started, that was our way of, one, coping with what was happening, and then two, going where I know we're feeling all of this uncertainty and this weirdness and this shock. We know that the community is feeling this as well. And one morning I said, babe, we're going on at 11:11. For me, 11:11 has always been a magical number, a magical portal of manifestation. And I just woke up at 5 a.m. one morning and just wrote out what it looked like. It just poured into me and I just wrote out, I felt it's just God that works through me when I wake up at 3 a.m. and I just start writing ideas or whatever comes to me. And I'm so grateful that he said, okay. And then we started with both our phones just on Facebook in our living room, and the phones would fall. And it's just silly. It was an outlet, but then we also started reading and doing and working mindset and really working our spirituality like at a really deep level. And I'm like, and so it's evolved into sharing our journey with the world, and whatever resonates with our 11:11 family, it's actually helped people and has helped them through many days. I mean, we've gotten so many messages thanking us for whatever message we gave that day. It really touched them. It really made them, whatever it is, it's just been a healing process for us and for many people. And I think that's become our contribution to the world during this time.
But also know that you have a lot to do with it, because we saw the way you and Paolo, and when you brought us into your show.
Oh, yeah, when you invited us
to the virtual, we saw what you were doing and we're like, wow, this is amazing. So
you opened up that.
You opened up like, oh my God, wait. We could make this better with a show. And then we reached out to Paolo, who you introduced us to.
Exactly.
Because we saw what you were doing. I'm like, oh my God, we could create our own virtual show the way Carlitos, they came up with this.
Right. And it's not just the two of us on our
phones. So we called Paolo through you.
Yeah.
Recommendation.
Yes.
We brought him to our house.
Intangible production.
Yeah, baby. And that's how now it's on Restream. Because of how we saw what you were doing, we said, oh my God, we could could make this so much better.
Yes. So thank you for that
Absolutely.
opening of making it more structured, and really and making it look more professional.
Yeah.
You know,
so we saw what you guys were doing. We saw how you brought in Hernan de Becky. We saw we saw a lot of the panels, and we were like, huh, but this is interesting. So it's interesting what we all learn from each other, what we can all get from each other. Little did you know when you were doing your virtual that we could learn something that day. And we were always looking to learn, right? But we learned something very big, that we had more control than we thought.
Exactly.
We created the Restream and brought Paolo, who we worked with now on other projects that we were able to, help him with work, because he's so good at what he does.
Paolo's brilliant, and I'm glad that we're doing shout outs to him, because he's really opened a lot of doors in this medium for all of us, I think. Yep. I mean, it's funny because I kid with him now. I kid him because last year when we were getting ready to do the film festival, live and, and whatever, he called me up about 2 weeks early and he said, Carlitos, mira, I love Paolo. One of the things I love about him is he's so humble.
Yes, he's so wonderful.
I know, and here's this genius walking around, and he go, Paolo, mira que, no, diga, mande, Paolo, So he comes to me, he called me up last year, and he goes, mira que te quería hablar una cosa, no, si tienes un momentito, and so we got together at a Starbucks, and he pulls out his backpack, and he pulls out an iPad, and he says, es que yo tengo esta tecnología, and I try to explain to the clients, they don't know what I'm talking about, and he showed me his thing, you've probably seen it by now, but he's got a whole TV studio and an iPad, and he started showing me this, and he said, I need a showcase event so I can demonstrate this, because people don't know what I'm talking about. He says, I was wondering if I could do some of the festival, and I looked at him and said, are you kidding me? Let's get going. And so he came, and we did, and it was really great. It really took everything to another level, and then all this pandemia and all this kind of stuff happened. And by then we had formed an alliance with the LA Times in Espanol that we were all going to collaborate, have an artistic circle, and help each other with our projects. And they were like, bring people that you want to be part of the team. And the first person I called was Paolo, I brought him to the LA Times. They went nuts, So what you saw, that Virtual Arte, that was actually a response to the pandemic, because they were supposed to do the LA Book Fair. And we were all going to jump in and work on that. LA Book Fair se fue para where.
Yeah.
So then the idea came up, well, maybe we can do something online. And the guy that was front and center getting us through all of that was Paolo. Yeah. And now I kid him because I go, mira, Paolo, yo te creé una nueva industria.
Totally.
Now everybody wants Paolo.
Yep. We pivoted in such an incredible way, and it's really beautiful.
Exactly, and it goes back to humanity. If you really, the way I'm listening to you is, he came to you with an idea, right? He knew you had a platform, and you knew that you also could use his help, and you both melded together, helped each other, support each other's visions, and you rose up each other together. And man, if humanity could work like that, we'd be
at least a higher percentage of humanity, because we got to give credit to those of us and a huge portion of humanity that does work in team and does believe in raising each other up and really working your mindset and the high vibration of what it is day by day, because it's work, it's inner work. And a lot of people just don't want to do the inner work because it's painful. And it shows sides of you that you normally don't want to, admit that are there, and part of the inner work is just letting go of that ego, and we showed you one last week, just like I sent you the message. And for those of you that are watching and you saw the short one, this is our awesome director. And, when we got to work with you and Manny and Annette and everyone, it was just such a beautiful breath of fresh air, because there was no ego about team. It was about making it work and birthing this amazing message to life.
Again, and we've said this to you, and I will never get tired of saying it. We had just finished doing two other projects that were very difficult because you're dealing with a lot of personalities. And we were almost a little sort of like, we need a break. And when you came on board, and I have known you for so long, there was just something that
it's just like the angel saying, no, you guys are good.
You got to do this. Something in my heart says you got to do this.
Yeah.
And it was exactly what we needed.
Yeah.
It was exactly the proof.
Perfect timing.
We looked at each other and said, see, it is possible.
Yeah.
It is possible to collaborate with people who can step out of the ego, serve the project, and have a good time together.
A harmonious environment. And that's what we all want as humans.
Yeah, and it's not that hard to do. It really isn't. Yeah, I heard you talking a little bit earlier about how refreshing it was to see Obama. He was just bringing it home, with that speech that he made yesterday. But part of what comes through when you hear him speak is the realization that he even said it. Nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect. There's no, I'm not God coming down from the sky and I can just fix everything. He says, you try, but you accept the limitations. And, what he was reflecting was a real dose of humility,
Exactly.
That's kind of what got us through when we're working together. I was so happy that we got to share that experience, because I've been working with some of the same key people, for years now. My producing partner all along has been Annette. You met Annette.
Oh, well, yeah.
Annette. Yeah, when Annette and I first started working together and working in groups and everything, we said, you know what? We will work with anybody if they have the ability to leave the ego at the door.
Yes.
It's like that is requirement number one.
Yes. Yes, for us as well. It was our big, huge lesson.
Again, learn from you. Okay.
Oh, yes,
we get a choice, right?
Yes,
who we want to work with and who we don't. And we're not going to we're not going to make a deciding factor just based upon the money, right? It's like, do we want to put our emotions through this?
Through the ringer.
Not
worth it.
Not worth it. Not worth it anymore. So absolutely. You get to actually interview now. We interview before we even jump.
Good. Yeah. Absolutely.
So let's talk about the film festival. Tell us about the awesome virtual party that's happening this weekend. Invite people. Ali, if you could put it on the comment box. Just tell us what the link is. I know you sent it to me. I can also send it, but it's the Panamanian.
No. It's easier than that. It's PIFFLA live. One word, PIFFLA live.com.
Okay.
Okay. Let me do
that link will take you to like the landing page. Again, talking about Paulo.
Oh, okay, Rochelle, you're watching. Put it on the comment box.
Oh, okay. Because this year was that whole journey of discovery of like, okay, clearly we're not going to be able to do the film festival in the traditional way. What are we going to do? We got to go online. That's what everybody else is doing. What does that mean? How does that work? Whatever. So it was a whole other learning curve. Yep. And then we were shopping around for like, okay, what is the best platform? How do you do this? How do you do a virtual box office? And Paulo, once again, said,
"Saves the day."
But he did it in his Paulo way. He says, "Bueno, mira, Carlitos, bueno, hay una cosa que yo conozco, yo no sé." Digo, Paulo, spit it out. No, and he steered us to a streaming platform called Ticketom, which specializes in Latin events. And I was really attracted to it because they're also bilingual. They totally function in both languages, and because our audiences are bilingual and multilingual in some.
Yep.
It just seemed like a perfect fit. So we signed on with them, and among the things that they do is that they create your landing page, your splash page. They set it all up.
Love it.
They handle all of the reservations, box office, things like that in multiple languages. So that was a big part of it. Is like, okay, where is the festival going to live since we can't live in a theater? So having that out of the way, I was also concerned about, well, are filmmakers gonna be interested? Are they gonna send stuff in? Because everybody is in this like we don't know what's going on. And for a while, I was kind of worried because the submissions were few and far between. But as always happens, then it all picked up. And then by the end, I was thinking like, oh man, maybe we're only going to have about 4 hours of content or something. And by the end, we got the waterfall of stuff coming in. And I'm really pleased because we managed to come up with, I feel like we have a good selection. We have representation, again, from Argentina to the Caribbean to here in the U.S. and everything. A wide variety of stuff. You know that because you've been involved with the festival. So we have, all the standard big hits. We've got funny stuff. We've got this year a lot of kind of dystopian, weird, futuristic stuff. I wonder why.
Right?
One of the films is called Virus or Virus.
Uh-huh.
First thing you see is this woman walking in the desert with a face mask on. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's interesting how filmmakers tend to reflect what is going on, what the cultural ethos is,
Absolutely.
Last year and the year before, we were getting a lot of immigration films, about the wall and the border and so forth and so on. Not so much this year. This year, it's been a lot of like, the world is over. I mean,
right.
We have a film from Argentina called Agua Verde, which is all about running out of water. That suddenly there are riots in the streets because there's no water.
Wow.
The virus one about everybody's dead and this one woman wandering around in the desert with a face mask on. Wow. It's like this kind of weird sort of like So we've chopped it up into 3 blocks. We call them Fantasía, Realidad, y Tropical. And the Fantasía, because that's kind of where we've put all of these like sort of skewed off films about what's happening.
About what's happening, right?
Yeah,
right. That's so great. That is so great.
What is the future? What are we gonna do? But of course, there's funny stuff in there too. And then we have a second block called Realidad, which is a little bit more down to earth. In fact, our new project that Annette Manirey and I are finally premiering, called Disarm, is in that second block, and it's another short it's about school shootings. That's all I'll say about that.
Yeah, I remember reading it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's so exciting that we have not been stopped as artists and as a worldly community. Like we did the UPW Unleash the Power Within with Tony Robbins in July, and he wasn't stopped from serving humanity, and he built this huge 360 Zoom studio. Hazte cuenta that it's a Zoom studio, like virtual,
all around,
9 feet tall, 10 feet tall, all around. And literally there was over 40,000 people from all over the world, like 140 countries. And we got to see each other's homes because you can see the screen in and out during the event, and that couldn't have never happened, before this. So that is the beauty of how we have stepped up as humanity to say, oh no, we are resilient, we're unstoppable, and watch, we're gonna stay connected, and we're gonna find a way to connect and create virtually. Thank God. Every day I'm like, thank you for the internet.
The weeds coming up through the sidewalks. I mean, I got to tell you, we discovered something. Well, La Rochelita, the author of the book, who is also an internet maven, if it's on the internet, she'll find it. And about a month and a half or so ago, she said, hey, I found this theater company, and they're doing, what was it? Oh, it was The Tempest. This company from UK, and they were doing a production of The Tempest online.
Yeah.
On Zoom, and we're like, but we signed up and we watched it. It was the most fun thing in the world. They actually pulled it off. They did a Shakespeare play
Yes.
on Zoom
Yes.
with all of the characters in their own little box, but everybody had their own little particular background, that spoke to who they were, and I mean, they really did it. But the key thing that was like the mind blower was that they could do, because it was Zoom, they could do audience participation. So at the very beginning, Ariel, who is the fairy, the spirit that runs around doing all of the mischief for Prospero, talks to us and he says, "Hey, I'm going to need you to help, okay? There's some times when I'm going to ask you to join in and help. We'll turn your microphones on and just stand by." And indeed, then when the thing comes into play, because the nobles are wandering around in the woods and they're lost, and then Ariel comes on and goes, "Okay, let's make rain. Everybody go like this, and then they put everybody's microphones on, and it sounds like rain, whatever.
Oh, that's awesome.
And the best part is that because the camera sees the audience too, they started cutting in the audience members, doing their thing or whatever. Another part in the play, they says like, "Okay, we're the hounds. We're chasing them in the woods. Everybody be a hound." Oh! And then they would show the audience, and it would be like families sitting at their couch, all looking at this.
It's almost like the old Shakespearean times, right? When they were doing plays and the audience participation, except you're doing it via Zoom, and it goes again to community, right?
Community.
That's what they did. They created community. Because, I mean, you imagine this was coming out of the UK. We're watching it in the US, and there were people from all over the world. And my God, to cut back and forth to all these people doing crazy things in their living room, what a sense of community.
Exactly. It's a blessing. It's
one of the things that we talk a lot about movies and stuff on Thursday, because we call it Theatrical Thursday. But we also talk a lot about mindset, right? You've been in this business for what, over how many years?
Over 40.
40. Tell us, what is it that has allowed you to maintain your sense of truth for yourself within this career? What is the thing that has always been your motivating factor to be able to maintain 40 years in this career? Because you and I know that there's a lot of people who started with us who are no longer doing this, right? So it takes a certain mentality to maintain, right? And not only in justice and on a personal, but we've had to deal with all the conversations about the lack of Latino representation, which I know, and we've gotten into this, that there's no point in getting into that conversation anymore. What I love about what you've done with Panamanian is you also pivoted and started creating content and giving other people opportunities, created this Panamanian festival, and you changed that conversation of waiting for somebody else to do it for you. You've always seemed to me like somebody who's always been doing it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So as you know, we started Shortcut to Hollywood school online classes, and so we're mentoring young actors. So speak to them, speak to the
we also have writers here. We have a lot of writers.
Speak to the young artists and artists all over, even the older artist that has never really believed that much to go for it 100% and has always dabbled. Just speak to that person that really loves this and wants this but hasn't been able to break through.
I would sort of start maybe backwards, because one thing that you guys and us share is this self-starting gene. I think that's kind of a very important thing that you discover after you've been in this business, in any arts, for a while, is that you have to do your own thing. You have to. I think you were actually referring to this earlier in your intros, that the power is yours. You have to understand that you do have power. When you're an artist, you got to get over this thing of like, oh, what an artist does is study, prepare. and then print out a headshot and with a phone number, and then sit home waiting for the phone to ring. You know, that is a good way to lose your mind and and give up.
I love it. That is a good way to lose your mind. I love it. Right there.
Yeah, I tried it. I thought being an actor meant you sit by the pool and your agent will call you. And it's like, no, maybe. Agent is busy with the people that are working. So you got to be working, because one of the things that you also learn is that work generates work.
Yes.
So if you're doing, even if you're like in the little play over there in La Esquina at the storefront, you're working, man. You're working your craft. You're doing something, and you are actually putting out into the universe. I do believe in this. I know you do. Yes. That you're sending out energy. You really are. And both ways, the energy is going out and it's going in. It's feeding you, because there's nothing that takes the place of, going home at the end of the day or late at night and going, you know what I did today? I was in a play in front of an audience. It was 15 people and 7 of them were my cousins. But coño, it felt good, and I got all the way through it. You know what I mean? A very good friend of mine, an actor who is well known, so I won't use the name, but his ambition always had been to play Hamlet. Mm-hmm. And indeed, he did get to play Hamlet. And, whatever, but then a review came out and said, well, and in the role of Hamlet, Mr. So-and-so said all of the words in the right order. Yeah. And that was the review. But you know what? That's an accomplishment.
Absolutely.
All of the words in the right order. And tu tres primo y la mula muerta in the audience. And then you get to go home at night and revel in that fact.
Exactly. And you know what? You make statues of critics. So.
Yeah. No.
Other critics stand and do Hamlet, one of the toughest roles to ever play.
Right.
Yeah. I know.
You started acting.
Yeah. Go ahead.
You started acting in New York. Am I right?
No. I started acting in Panama. But there was not a lot of it there. In fact, this whole Panamanian Film Festival thing that I'm doing now, in a way, is kind of a going around full circle, because when I was a young man growing up in Panama and deciding that, I want to be an actor, I want to do that, there was very, very little opportunity. That was certainly nothing professional, So, I kind of did some community theater and stuff. It wasn't until that, and then I got very fortunate. I got a scholarship, which is what brought me to the States. And then I spent 6 years in the Midwest, going to universities and colleges and things like that. And which is actually how I trained to be a classical actor. And but there's something about that I can mention, because being a classical actor has, at certain critical times in my career, rescued me. But I later for that. Then I went to New York, like you do, to be a great actor and stuff with all my classical training. And I got to New York and started going to auditions, going, yes, forsooth, hand me the sides, I will do this. But of course, all the parts being given to us then were like, oye, men, ¿dónde está dame ron? Whatever. Long story, whatever. But that's kind of when I really started getting into the thing. I did 13 years of theater in New York, and then came to LA and, became a famous movie star like I am now.
I love it.
Yeah.
Three top tips for the actor that is looking to have a career like yours.
Well, first of all, this is standard operating, advice is like, get trained, just educate yourself. Because there is no such thing as like, yo soy lindo y ahora estoy aquí, todo el mundo me quiere ver. That's not true. You can be lindo, but then once you step on the set, you better know what you're talking about, and which is camera left, which is stage right, what does upstage mean? Just the language, of working in the profession, you have to be educated. And when I say educated, I mean like even deeper than that. There's nothing that can take the place of being well read, appreciating art, Go to the museum, look at paintings, study different periods, so forth and so on. So the next time somebody says, okay, we're going to cast you in this, even if it's like, okay, you got cast in a Western. All right. Well, how did people act then? How did they dress? What did they look like? What can I bring to this? What additional knowledge? Education. Could go on and on about the education. Do that. Take care of yourself, like you guys are doing. Get your head straight. Get some way, some spiritual touchstone, some place of comfort, that you can always circle back around to, un centro de tranquilidad, de paz, de armonía. This is what I mean, or you'll go crazy and die. Because that's not a joke, because this business is so difficult and so frustrating and so full of rejection and whatever, that to cope with it, there are positive ways to do that, and then there are negative ways that you can fall into, and I'm not speaking like some saint who was pure, but, because there are bad habits that you can get into just to get you through the night.
Yep.
Now, above and beyond, though, my number one total advice for anybody trying to get anywhere in this business, once you take care of all that other stuff, is just don't be an asshole. Okay? Because nobody likes to work with a pain in the butt person. No divas, please. And you know why? There's a real reason for that, because you appreciate this as producers and directors. There is so much work that goes into putting together a project and getting it done and slogging through each day. I enjoy producing, but I always describe producing as being a problem solver.
Absolutely.
No matter how much planning and preparation and everything you do, then you get out there on the first day of shooting, and the camera truck didn't show up or whatever.
The car ran out of gas. The car runs out of gas.
Right. And so you're solving problems, 24/7 when
he fires out. That's what it is.
Right. And the last thing you need is somebody in your team who is like difficult. I know, yo no puedo. You say, I know, no sushi for lunch. I mean, it's like, you don't need.
Totally.
Nobody needs that.
No one
needs that sincerely. Do not be an a-hole, because it's a small business also, and people talk. And next thing you know, nobody's calling. That phone is definitely not ringing, and it could have to do with the fact of your behavior.
That's why the networking. That's why the networking in this business is so imperative, and the persona that you become, and what gets around you, because it gets around very quick if you're an asshole, right?
Right.
And I would have to also say that who you surround yourself with also will affect the rest of your life, and that I'm bringing in your beautiful, incredible partner in life, who I know we love to pieces, because when we see you guys together, you can not only, we don't know that you guys are a married couple, but when you see us, when you see you guys, you are best friends. You truly enjoy being with each other. And we know, we're married, that marriage sometimes it's difficult, but there is an essence to you guys of this brother sisterhood, friends, respect for each other that you see in both of you, and
we see it because that's how we
see it. We're almost, we have this, we know we're married, but she is truly my best friend. She's the person that challenges me to that pushes me to grow, and which is why I love this zigzag. I don't know if Rochelina ever really looked into the way we made the zigzag for ourselves. We came up with this concept in our head about life. Sometimes you're zigging, but you got to zag. And so I just want to commend you on choosing right, because we say that to a lot of people. Who you surround yourself with is who you become.
Right. So like Tony Robbins says, proximity is power. It's who you become. You become the average of the 5-7 people that you hang out with. And that is so true, And so you got to really, and you know, when we were growing up, right, and in Spanish is, dime con quién andas y te diré quién
eres. Mm-hmm.
Right? And I never really got that as a kid, but now I'm like, oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So true, you know?
And when I look at your life and as first coming from Panama, right, to the United States, dreaming of just being a working actor, and you've had an incredible, for me, as far as I'm concerned, when I see it, an amazing career. You've been a catalyst in a lot of people's lives because you've been in some amazing, I mean, brother, you got gifts. You know, from your movies, your characters. I remember when we've gone to location, people were like, "Oh my God, that's Popeye! That's Popeye!" Right? and sometimes we don't know the effect that we have on people.
Yeah.
I know that you've had an effect on my life since the moment I saw you, because I go, "Wow, there's me. There's a Latino guy in a film." Oh, you know, it's like when I saw Raul Julia. So I know the possibility of dreaming, because I remember how that image of seeing you in the screen specifically at that moment for me was in something like Speed, that became so big
I know.
all over the world.
That's when I first saw you,
right?
Speed.
But then I said, who is this guy? And then I started going back. Oh my God, he was in this film. He was with Eddie in this film, and you start going back and the trajectory
inspiration,
of
right,
your career,
to the up and coming
from New York to Los Angeles
to you.
And you're here still in the game. And I want to just let you know the impact that not only that you've had on my life. That's why I love you even more, because I know you on a personal level, but I know how you've transcended and been able to stay in this business. And so many people love you, brother. Yeah. I mean,
well, you guys are so kind, you know, and it's funny too, because I guess we all have a tendency to sort of like, you know, not be as confident in ourselves or whatever, you know, because like I look at you guys and I go, wow, what a wonderful life they have. What a terrific career they're having. There's a part of me that's a little jealous, like, well, you know, they're producing films and they're doing all this stuff. Wow, where did I go wrong? I mean, you know, I have to tell you, I find inspiration in you as well.
Thank you, but it's amazing because that is the mind that we all have.
All of us.
Every single
that's the paradigm,
one
right?
of us has this. What is it? Over, I don't know how many millions of years old. It's an old programming that we all have that same thought of like, oh, they're doing better than me, or the comparison thing that comes in a split second. And then all of a sudden your true self, you're like, what the hell was that? What do you mean? Like, hello, you know? And it's so incredible that you're saying it. And thank you for being so authentic and vulnerable and sharing that, because that's exactly what all of us go through.
Yeah.
It's not just artists.
Yeah.
You know, and I've spoken to friends that are in other industries. They go through the same thing when they're on social media. It's like, well, I don't want to see if they're on the beach or they went to this trip. I'm working, you know?
And
it's
the power
like, wow.
of the image, and why I love, like when I met Isa Morales and I met you and I met Lou and I've met all these celebrities through my life, and I've always given them their place. And I always say thank you, because their image on the screen
gives us hope.
You gave me hope.
Gives the
That's
little kids.
The catalyst in my life has been those images. So I know as a producer how powerful those images are. And I know exactly the first time I saw you, in what movie I saw you, and then when I met you, I even fell in love even more, because I'm like, holy shit, what an incredible guy.
Yeah.
He's a human being. Now, I've met some celebrities that you go, I wish I'd never met you, and kept you on that pedestal.
All right. Well, my gosh, it's 12:20. I definitely want to stay true to our show and do our meditation with you, and then we can close. I saw that Rochelina, she put on Facebook all of the information. And again, hi, baby. You want to say hi to Carlos? Say hi.
Hi!
He reads his book very often.
Oh, somebody's really cute.
Zigzag.
Yeah, so we're gonna do our meditation. We are so grateful that you took the time to be with us today on Theatrical Thursday.
Loved it.
We will definitely be at the festival this weekend supporting. Just tell us exactly what time does it start on Saturday? Is it Saturday?
Well, here's the deal, and something else that we discovered having to go virtual and whatever. The first day is Saturday, okay? But we didn't quite understand why they do it this way. But the first pass of it, when you go on the platform, you'll see times for the individual blocks. Because the first time they run it, it's what they call a live stream. So it's going to go in that order and in those particular times, which don't come to mind right now, but they're right there on the landing page. After the first run, it becomes on demand. So you can see it any time.
Got it.
Yeah, so once you've bought your ticket, which is a code, to get on the thing, it's a one-time purchase. And then that code is good for the whole weekend, because it's going to be up Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Okay? Saturday is like a live stream. But Sunday and Monday, it's on demand. So
beautiful.
If you bought your ticket, say to see block 3, the first day, that will be good throughout the weekend, and it's not tied into a particular time.
I love that because people have the flexibility to see it at any time they want.
What's funny is this pandemic has also put people to the test. You can't say, "Oh man, I forgot," or "I can't make it because I got this."
You're so funny.
Now it's online, baby.
Yeah, absolutely.
No excuses.
Yeah, but another thing that this pandemic has done is that everybody's zoomed out, which is another thing that we were considering. It's like, do we really want to have 10 consecutive hours that people have to sit through the whole thing? Whereas the technology we discovered offers that option. It's like, no, you can see it in pieces over different days.
Yeah,
with one admission.
Absolutely, it's beautiful. It's much. It's a lot more conducive to our lifestyle because you're right. The kids are in school online all day, and we're working online all day, and so to just normally to go have some fun, we would go to a festival or the movies or whatever, and now it's like, oh gosh, can we just go walk?
And I want to share this also on this subject. I know, great. And we'll go to we promise we'll go to our meditation. Is that we learned something from our daughter the other day because she shared at night before she went to bed that because we said, baby, we got to start controlling your iPad time, the phone time. We got to start controlling that. And so she looks at it and at us and she goes, well, and mom goes, okay, is this shared time? Okay, do you want to share and us solve the problem or you just want to share? She goes, I just want to share. So she shared with us something that we hadn't even thought about, which was, why is it that now that I have to go to school online and I have to be online for 5 hours, that my social, because I'm online, the whole team, now all of a sudden there has to be control on the phone, on the iPad, because I didn't choose to have to go to school on Zoom. And we didn't even think about that. Like,
because we're like, no more screen time.
No more screen time. No more screen time.
And
that's not fair that I don't get to be on my screen only because I got to go to school. And we're like, we hadn't even begin to thought her point of view on how screen time had to be controlled because we were worried she was all day on the screen.
Right. Yeah. And she little children to come on. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And because she shared that with us, we went, you know what? She does need a break. And so if the break means that she needs to get on and watch some YouTube video too, right? Because she has just been reading. It's not like we could go read, go do math, go do this. She's been doing it, right?
Yeah.
That's great.
So I mean,
finding the balance.
I say that because I
world.
want parents to also listen to what their kids need right now. It's very important that we take time to go and listen to our kids. One thing that we definitely have down that we do with our child every night is we have her read to us at night because we find it soothing to us, right? It's almost a selfish thing.
Well, yeah, somebody got to calm you all down.
You know, I sent Rosalina one day a picture of, I was working out and I had Juliana read to me as I was working out, and I was the zigzag.
Exactly.
So,
okay, so let's take a deep breath. Whew. So our angel cards said truth and integrity and rise above any problems, and I think that we've done that like champs. You know, worldly, we've definitely pivoted into this virtual world, and we've risen above the problem, and we're still navigating. But with that, let's just continue to pour love, heart, and passion into what we love to do and into our lives and into the people that we love. Let's take a deep breath and just fill your heart with love. Love and gratitude. What are you grateful for? When you're feeling down or you're feeling like that comparison voice comes in, just ask yourself, what am I grateful for? What am I grateful for? And count your blessings. And now go into forgiveness. Now that your heart is full of gratitude, full of love, and you're aware of it and you are generating it, you have the capability of just forgiving and letting go of whatever doesn't serve you. Let go of those limiting beliefs that come up without us inviting them. Just release them and forgive yourself and forgive others. Take a deep breath. Let it sit in. And after you forgive yourself, and remember to forgive even that judgy voice that comes in, that little judgy voice that wants to analyze everything. I can definitely speak for myself. That is my biggest forgiveness practice that I do daily. It's like, calm down. You don't need to judge. You don't need to analyze. It's okay. Just really be in the acceptance and the love, the gratitude, and the letting go. And now we get to celebrate life, celebrate that we're alive, celebrate our health, celebrate that dream, that goal that you are working towards. Celebrate it as if it's already happened. It's already come true. You're already celebrating it. Really get it in your bones, that feeling, that emotion, that enthusiasm that you will feel it right now, because when you feel that, that's when you're going to attract and you're going to manifest that dream and that goal and that just life of your dreams that you are yearning for. Yay! So put it in your body.
Celebrate, dance to the music. Celebrate, dance to the music. I just want to say that I want to celebrate our amigo Carlitos, our friendship, our brotherhood.
Yes.
I'm grateful to the universe for having you come into our lives.
Yes.
In every way, every way, from the catalyst to now our friend to now producing partners.
Yeah.
It's you are one of the blessings, you and Rosalina, in our lives, and we truly mean that.
Yes.
From the bottom of our hearts.
Yes. Basha Films, Mr. Manny and Annette.
And we wish you.
We love you
we'll
guys.
be there
really
watching.
I know. I think there's a short that I saw Manny.
Yes.
I forget the name. ¿Cómo se llama?
Man,
what? Which one?
Manny, your film. Oh my God, the one about the school shooting. My goodness.
Disarm.
Disarm. Yes.
Disarm. Okay.
Yes.
Great. So we'll definitely be watching and supporting. Again, thank you so much for coming on. We love you. We appreciate you. And how we say to our 1111 familia, we are here for each other. All right.
Adios. Que descansen. And we will see everybody
for Fun Friday.
Fun Friday.
With a dash of finance.
Un poquito de financia, porque necesitamos hablar de financia. All right.
Bye.
Besos.
Love you.
Love you too.